Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Command Point Kill Team Tournament stream. My name's Ryan. Today, I'm joined by my co-host of the Command Point podcast and YouTube channel, Shane, and we've got a special guest with us, Sugi from Squad Tactica. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing super well. We've got a game ahead of us. Chat's already firing on all cylinders. Jacob Scott says hi. I think this is going to be fun seeing IG versus Tau robots.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a pretty much a heavyweight bout tonight. We've got Pillar of the Community, Beeranid 40k, taking on Micromancer, who is one of the best kill team players around these days. So it's going to come out and be a very interesting game. Going to be high level plays this evening. So they have gone ahead and drawn their secondaries. I don't know if we want to get started with that.
These are nuts. This is going to be crazy. I'm loving this.
Yeah. All right. So for the secondaries, they have drawn Death from Afar, Attrition, Proximity Alert, Domination, Bounty Hunter, and Thin Their Ranks. Shane, what do you think of these secondaries?
Well, there's certainly a lot to like on both sides here. I think Beeranid, personally, with his drones, is going to be really happy to see Proximity Alert and Domination. That pretty much kind of feeds right into what he wants to do to counter Micro, who's undeniably going to be running Gottfried and running Gottfried into the middle with Domination. So Beeranid can kind of double up on the shield drones, flood Gottfried, keep him busy, get Domination, and get Proximity Alert, because you know you're not going to kill Gottfried anyway, so you might as well stand next to him and score points. As far as the rest of it, very killy, and I think that's going to be super interesting to track throughout the game.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at kind of their rosters right now. So, Micromancer, he's kind of just working with the Blackstone Fortress that we've seen him take time and again. Tried and true. So besides Gottfried, what do you guys think Micro is going to be bringing to this kill team battle report?
I feel like he's got two really viable options. He can try and counter drone spam with his own body spam if he has the interest in doing that. I feel like he's more likely to bring a very aggressive list in the attempts to just try and push downfield. It's kind of like a Harlequin style where you're just kind of going to bum rush the backfield, kill off anything that's not a drone. And at that point, if the drones are trying to lock you down in the center with domination, that's fine, because if you trade one of your guys for four of their drones and their backfield just breaks, then you can just redisperse in rounds 3 through 4, score a bunch of points, and there's nothing the Tau player can do to stop you. And they're going to be holding their laurels on early game scoring and a few secondary objectives. Well, you'll be able to snowball your primaries and your secondaries after round 2 quite comfortably. If, of course, you kill everything. If you don't, then that's not great. But you also don't want to get shot off the field sitting on your point, which Tau is pretty good at.
Yeah.
So I think Micromancer, if I were playing him, especially against drone control, like I think you really have to be super aggressive rounds 1 and 2, take some models off the board, remove the pressure from the Tau, and then you start to. I mean, if you win by 1 point, that's all you need. You just need 1 point. Like a win is a win.
Yeah. Points don't matter in this stage anymore. It's all about just getting that win. Shane, Beeranid has chosen Bounty Hunters, Domination, and Proximity Alert for his secondary. Think those are pretty good choices here.
Yeah, I mean, I said earlier that Proximity Alert and Domination are going to go really well with what he wants to do, so I'm not surprised to see him take that. And as far as Bounty Hunters goes, well, it's pretty much the easiest kill secondary to get, especially for his super mobile units, like high movement, fly. Those drones are going to be able to hop on bounties pretty easily. It's just going to be a matter of how well how efficient Micro's shooting is at taking those drones off the board, because he can kind of build a game plan all around killing drones with the amount of offensive secondaries that we've seen here. So he could be happy with that. And personally, I would expect a Pious Vorn in this list too, although I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, you said that it seems that Micro could come up with a plan of just killing drones and winning that way, and I think that's what he's going for here with his secondary choices of attrition, bounty hunter, and thin their ranks.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let them know that they can bring out their kill teams.
Yeah, so I think with these secondaries, also Alan in chat says hi from the UK, which
Ooh,
is it really
it
early?
is.
UK is like plus 13 or something.
It's pretty late over there.
Yeah,
It's like 1 a.m. I think.
Hey man, there's no wrong time to play kill team. Except on the toilet. Not a great time. Oh, look, here we go. Shield drones. Look at all these shield drones. 8.
Oh my
9.
gosh.
Yep. It's going to be Tau drones. Unfortunately, these humanoid Tau just happened to show up and got conscripted into like guarding the shield drones. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're basically point grabbers.
Yep.
Oh
man,
wow.
so
no Pious.
7 shield drones, a gun drone, a recon drone, veteran Pathfinder rail gunner, sniper Pathfinder rail gunner, a comms Pathfinder, and a leader Pathfinder for Beeranid. For Micro,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but I'm surprised by the sheer amount of shield drones. That's the only surprise here.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, I was expecting like a 50-50 split with gun drones. For Micro, he's got, as always, his special weapons guardsman gunner leader, Gottfried, Ryan, and Rouse. He's got a demo Scion hotshot volley gun gunner, and a heavy Scion hotshot volley gun gunner as well. Also has a veteran guardsman flamer. Okay, he's got that sergeant that I was telling you about earlier, Sugi.
Yep.
So yeah, pretty typical Blackstone Guard list.
I was honestly expecting to see a Pious Vorn to accompany Gottfried in the middle. The idea being, if he throws Gottfried in the middle, which he will, Beeranid is going to want to toss shield drones at him. And if there's a Pious Vorn walking up with Gottfried, then suddenly you create this big bubble where it's not quite as easy to just jump onto Gottfried and bother him, I guess. But no Pious Vorn. He's really opted to spec heavily into those hotshot volley guns, which, to be fair, I did think he was going to go that route as far as his gunners go. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like Micro has lost deployment here. So Beeranid's opted to take the green deployment zone, which is pretty important, Sugi, because you had mentioned earlier, before we hopped on the stream, this kind of T-shaped piece of terrain here.
Yeah. So one of the big things when you play in competitive environments is, unfortunately, as humans go, maps are not asymmetrically balanced like 100%. And so you always want to look at that map and determine where the most advantageous locations are and what your most advantageous setup or counter setup will be. So yeah, just looking at this board, the big thing that makes the green side stronger is this T ruin. It's T block for those who play Tetris. Because if you look at the building ruin that's in the middle opposite the T block, it's just open. There's minimal ways to gain any kind of cover. You're just kind of out in the open by yourself. However, the T block, you can literally be on one side of the T block and shoot across the map with you getting cover and they get nothing. And then for some odd reason, if there's like a bad positioning and like one guy is opposite this middle piece of the T block that's inside of the scoring objective, they would shoot into you and you could get cover and you could shoot into them and they would not. Like, it's minimal and it's not going to happen frequently, but that one time, especially for Tau, where you can gain cover and they can't, that could be a big like moment where the dice just don't hit because you're taking a -1 on a stat that you really don't want to when you're fighting in the center for dominance here.
Yeah. So a lot of the action is going to focus around the center, I guess the center of the map here with that middle objective, and with one of our players taking domination. But as we can see in deployment right now, it looks like both players are taking advantage of the verticality in their deployment zones. What effect do you think that's going to have on this game?
Well, obviously Tau is going to play the classic, I've got comms, I've got sniper, I've got a rail rifle, can you deal with it? And if the guards player, so if Micromancer's not careful, he's going to lose a model frequently every round, and that's not what you want here when you have a 10 model list, especially when 2 models are going to be on the back foot scoring points. So essentially you have an 8 model army. And if you go into round 1 and you drop to essentially 7 usable models, and then round 2 6 usable models, like you can see where the math is going by the time you get to round 3. A chunk of your options are basically off the table. Drones can lock down big threats because they don't mind trading a small threat model for one of your bigger threat models, and then the rest of the drones are going to just go around and either score points, bully objectives, or contest points. And then Beeranid's just going to go, cool, I score points on primaries, I score points on secondaries. What are you doing?
Yeah, Shane, what about you?
Well, I think it's interesting that neither player has put anything into reserve so far, for my knowledge. Micro pretty much always throws Rouse into reserve, and he's not doing that this game. He doesn't have anything in reserve. Beeranid might still put his rails down in reserve, which I think would be a good idea. Generally speaking, he could kind of pick his shots afterward. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see. There are so many drones down on the board. So
Yeah. All right,
that's
guys.
the scary thing is like the Tau player has 9 drones while the Imperial Guard player has 10 models. So like breaking is a lot easier for the Guard player, and the Guard player has to traverse across a map into a shooty army, which you know how that goes. Like it's gonna be a bloodbath turn 1 if
ooh.
if Micromancer is not careful, and like having so much pressure on you turn 1 to not make a mistake is rough, because the Tau player doesn't have to overcommit. They can literally just stay in the backfield, shoot you, and do all kinds of things. Actually, seeing who goes first is important, because if IG goes first,
Micro
that's
one
bad.
initiative, yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
actually,
real
before
bad.
we go any further, I wanna know your guys' picks for this game.
Tau.
Yeah, I
Shane?
think I'm gonna go Tau as well.
I should have clarified. If Micromancer hadn't won initiative, it would have been a 50-50. But because he has to go first, he's going to get locked out with drones control. And like round 2, he's going to have no options in the middle field, which is not where you want to be. Because essentially at this point, he's got to commit to scoring objectives before he gets turned off. And the Tau player is totally fine with that, because like, who cares if I like go behind in points on round 1? I'm going to pick up the slack in rounds 2 through 4. So, haha.
Yeah. I had the opportunity to talk to Micro before this game today, and he was telling me that he knows that his team is good. I asked him if he felt confident going into this game, and he said that Tau is one of the harder matchups for his team. So that'll tell you if he fears anything, it's Tau.
Unfortunately, the other problem with Tau is you have to ask the game to have a lot of things go correctly, aka you want the Tau to go first so that you can charge them, and then in subsequent turns, you definitely need to go first, and sometimes you need to go second. And that's just a big ask on a coin flip. Like, do I get the priority I need to have strategic advantage in a given round? Because if you don't, a literal drone just shows up and goes, cool. Like these 2 guys he's putting here on this point, one drone can lock them down. And like I said, he's got 10 models, and this is something I do. I like to do the math. So 10 models, like losing 2 models to 1 drone, that's like 20% of your entire army locked down. Now you might score points, but you're not doing anything. And sure, you kill 1 drone in round 1. Okay, we just charge you with a second drone in round 2 if we get initiative. And now they're stuck there again, which you really don't want. And if they keep losing initiative, he can just stick 4 drones in you, and that's fine. He's got 9 to spare, not a big deal. and then the rest of his army just starts freely moving without any threat of anything, and that's just really scary.
Yeah. Chat, let us know what you guys think. Or let us know what team you guys think are going to come out on top here and who you're pulling for.
I really like what Micromancer did here on the top, where he put his heavy gunner and his sniper. He could try and get lucky, and since he readies, the sniper pathfinder is on his side. So obviously all these shield drones are on the table because they're going to sacrifice themselves to protect the Tau masters, I guess you want to call them. But a drone off the board is still a drone off the board. And if you can force models to remove themselves from Beeranid's toolbox, that's a really good start for turn one, because that limits the amount of things Beeranid can do. And in all reality, the shield drones just have this massive threat bubble of, like, do I charge a guy? Do I sit on a point? Do I bully you off of a point? Like, being able to reduce that opportunity gives Micromancer a lot more longevity over the course of these 4 rounds, and that's good for him, which he desperately needs to commit, like, killing something right here.
Shane, how are you liking Micro's movement right now?
It's certainly interesting. I think there's a noticeably weaker side that if Beeranid wasn't super committed to domination, he could look to exploit this side over here that I'm hovering. He just has the one hot shot volley gun over there, along with the leader and a basic guardsman. He does have this flamer kind of lingering nearby, but it'll be interesting to see what Beeranid does to try and get domination, because he's going to have to be really careful with his targeting with these 2 rail rifles. On one hand, yeah, you want to get rid of these volley guns that are kind of going to be constantly threatening you. But on the other hand, you might want to get rid of this veteran guardsman flamer over here, who's sort of denying you domination in a way.
Yeah. And I think we just saw Beeranid measure out or pre-measure shots onto that guardsman flamer gunner, so would not surprise me if that was his priority target going in here.
Yeah, chat's saying, Eric Cooper says, after hearing these explanations, it definitely seems like Tau is the victor. So the fun thing about war games is, even with tactical and strategic analyses, there's still the human element. So the players can make an error. Also, the dice can go cold or can go hot in one favorable scenario. So it's never over until it's over, and that's why these games are super fun. Is we could see something a player does that we didn't anticipate. We could see just a god roll where the Tau whiff and the Imperial Guardsmen just crush. It's not going to be like a blowout. Obviously, if someone makes a critical mistake, then they're going to suffer. But I really think that the game is going to be determined in round 2 if we see a massive wave of death. But all right, this drone's charging the flamer, which is
he
not
got
great.
there.
Yeah,
He got there.
Wow.
Well, that's you want to tell them why it's huge? Because it's pretty big. It's like Taco Bueno $6 big box big.
It's big for a lot of reasons. It gets him safely on domination. It puts him in combat with a model that's not really going to be able to threaten the shield drone. It lets him start contesting the point. It clears up that whole 8-inch bubble that the flamer was creating, and it lets him prep a little bit for proximity alerts. So this is just such a crucial charge. So getting the 10 there on that shield drone, massive for Beeranid.
Yeah, if that drone had a name, he'd probably be called the MVP of this game, because if he doesn't die here, that's like going into round 2, that drone locking down the flamer is fantastic.
Yeah.
And this is going back to what I said, like these drones have a massive threat bubble. If you ever play chess, the knight, aka the horse, it's, if you look at it, it's technically a spider because it's got a bunch of legs where it can attack in different like angles. And drones are basically that in my brain, where it's like you have so many approach vectors with these drones, and if your opponent doesn't respect them, you're going to suffer some terrible things whether you like it or not. Now, albeit that 10-inch roll is lucky, that's significantly above average, but I mean, like I said, dice can make or break a game sometimes, and that's why you have to anticipate, like, what do you do if my opponent hits the 10? What do I do if I hit the nuts? Like, it's not over. but that drone is going to be very, very important in the subsequent phase just because of what you said. He's right where he needs to be. He's locking down the threat. He's scoring a victory point, or he's contributing to scoring a victory point. All the things that Beeranid wants in order to win, and Micromancer definitely does not want.
Yeah, also, I want to highlight that failed charge that just happened over here. He's perfectly okay with moving that model the max charge distance, because if you look, that hotshot volley gun can't actually see it where it ended up having to go. So the only two models that can see it right now and have actual shots are the guardsman and the leader, who are both sitting there with las guns that are honestly probably just going to end up bouncing right off that shield drone.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, it might just be Micro's leader who's able to see that shield drone. I'm not sure if the other guardsmen can see him.
Yeah,
At
maybe.
least it's not Gellerpox. Those things are like so small, nobody can see them.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
I love those little demon things. They're like, half an inch, and people are like, wait, I can't see it. Yeah, that's okay. And then if you hit it, it has that invulnerable save. And people are like, what? Are you serious? Like, yeah, man. He's gnarly.
They are a gnarly faction.
All right, so Beeranid is doing exactly what Tau players do. They're just going for board control. They're setting up for they're not going to push the front line. They're just going to take what they need, extend this back line so that their rail rifles have a significant amount of bodies to protect them, and then they're just going to put shots into anything that's sitting on a point so that Micromancer is going to, if he loses models, he's going to have to reallocate additional models to sit on a point, which means if he loses this grunt, or if he loses Rouse, which is not great, like he's got the sniper and the heavy, it just feels really bad having a specialist sit on a back point to score victory points that you need while you've invested a slot into a specialist ability. What do you guys think Micromancer can do to help overcome a pretty tough gun line he's staring down right here?
I think personally, I mean, he's going to have to consider, because obviously he's got a few readied models, and Beeranid's got a couple of readied models. Micro's going to be shooting first. Here's what Micro actually needs to do. He really needs to shoot with Ryan first, because if Ryan doesn't get to shoot first and then the rail rifle ends up killing Ryan, I don't think Rouse has a shot that would allow him to use his shoot and Scarper back onto that objective, because as of right now, Micro's got nothing on that objective. His plan is to shoot with Ryan and move back. But here's the problem with shooting first with Ryan. You shoot first with Ryan, and then Beeranid gets to fire his rail rifle before any of the hotshot volley guns that are readied. So it kind of creates this interesting dynamic. We'll see what he does. I mean, it might end up not backfiring at all. Beeranid could totally whiff with the rail rifles. I'm pretty sure some of those targets are going to be long range. I don't want to measure right now as to give any information away, but that could happen.
Yeah, it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't. If a guy won, if Rouse goes first and doesn't kill the Pathfinder, then the Pathfinder goes, cool, I'll just take out your next best option. And like you said, so on and so forth. It's just such a tricky scenario. All right, here we go. We got a shot coming in. I see a 5.
Oh, I think that might have been an advance.
Oh, okay. Never mind. He's just moving his drones. Yeah, so this is exactly what Tau players have to do in order to secure advantage on the board. Tau squishy. There's no denying that their models, if they just get vaporized by something good, they're just going to disappear. So in order to take the tools that they have available, they have to put their opponent in really bad situations where you are going to have to commit to doing something that you don't want to do, because I'm going to counter with threats on your board presence, your models. Like you just said, you're gonna have to deal with this rail rifle if you don't kill him. So do you shoot with your sniper and maybe lose Rouse, or do you shoot with Rouse and maybe lose your sniper? We'll find out. But that's the thing that Tau can really do, is put pressure on you to have to almost get trapped into an AP mentality. So the best thing to do is like trust your gut and just, roll to the best odds humanly possible. Like it's one of those things, like it's a dice game. So you have to trust that Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. But don't get locked into like triple guessing yourself, and then you just like let your opponent get into your mind, and it breaks your mental fortitude.
Yeah, definitely. Beeranid's gonna have to be really careful. He doesn't have that many. I mean, I don't know if this shield drone is within 3 inches. I feel like it probably is of this Pathfinder sniper over here. Both of these models on this objective are pretty much perfectly hidden, I think, which is great for him. And I'm really curious as to what he's going to target with the Pathfinders, and in return, what Micro is going to end up targeting with the hotshot volley guns. And the great thing about locking up that flamer too is now he doesn't have to allocate shots at the flamer because it's pretty much neutralized at this point.
Yeah.
So he can actually have his rail rifles target the hotshot volley guns, and those shots that he's going to get off on those hotshot volley guns are going to be really important. Once you kill any of those models, it frees up so much of the board for your drones to move around in just a little bit safely, a little bit more safely, I should say.
Yeah, those hotshot volley guns, they're a pretty big threat to drones just because, you know, they're a heavy weapon, but you know, when they're readied up like this, they're getting the 3-up base ballistic skill, strength 4 shots, AP 2, right? That doesn't really matter that much here because the shield drones have an invuln save, but the amount of quality firepower they can put out is pretty deadly.
Yeah, I think if anything, Beeranid's going to take off as many threats because, like, he's not really scared of guardsmen. He's probably not scared of the leader because if the leader comes out, he's gonna probably get shot up pretty bad. Especially, you know, you don't want that to happen because you lose your command point generation. So taking off either these specialists here on the roof or hotshots means less threats, less means of dying, and you're gonna just have your drones just overwhelm your opponent so many times. Like the longer drones stay on the board, the worse it is for your opponent because they're just so oppressive in how toolboxy they are. They're just so useful in so many different iterations.
So Shane, Micro just used take aim onto his Scion heavy volley gun gunner. Jeez, that freaking
volley gun.
hotshot volley gun. Yes, I can never say it right.
Hot shotty gun voller.
Yeah, chicken pot pie launcher. I don't. Yeah. So take aim. Does that just allow him to like? That just allows him to shoot,
it's the
right?
order.
Yeah.
It's the order that lets him reroll ones, and he's slow rolling every single hit, which is a thing. And he.
Oh, wow.
I don't even.
He just keeps rolling a 1 into a 3.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Oh my goodness! It didn't end.
Wow. So how many hits did he get?
It's hard to tell, but no wounds went through. Beeranid during that process popped stimulant injector so that this veteran Pathfinder right here gets a 5-up feel no pain, essentially. And he actually nailed it the one time that Micro did get a wound through.
Yep.
And that's going to stick the rest of the phase. So
that feels bad. All right, here comes the shot we've been wanting to see. So
I think he should target Rhine right now. I mean, it depends on if Rouse has a shot. If Rouse has a shot, maybe not. But if he kills Rhine, Micro has no way to get back onto this objective. So he's going to give up hold more for sure. And he might not even get hold 2. Yeah, he's splitting shots on the 2. So 1 onto Rhine, 1 onto the volley gunner.
All right, here we go. Let's see how this goes. He rolls a 1, whiff.
Rerolls.
Second one.
And
nope,
another
double
1. Sheesh.
That's rough.
Now the hotshot volley gun. That's
5.
a hit, though.
All right, let's see. Can he wound him?
Wounds on a 2. Oh,
nope.
Dear. I think we might see attack reroll there. Yeah, he's attack rerolling that.
All right, here we go. Don't roll another 1. All right, there we go.
That's AP -4.
That feels great. This t-shirt save. I'm ready.
D3 damage here.
Oh.
3.
Oh my gosh.
Oof.
All right, are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
I think Micro's considering get down or whatever. No, he's not going to use it. So that is a dead hotshot volley gun. Such a big target.
Oh.
Yeah, Sugi, I don't think he's feeling anything anymore.
Man, he's feeling the burn, Mr. Krabs. It's thigh day, and that man he forgot to do legs.
He lost his legs to a rail rifle.
Yeah. Hey man, I heard you have 2 kneecaps. I heard you have 1. And then that's Tau. They shoot things and people die.
Yeah.
So that just freed up so much of that side of the board
Also,
for the Tau.
so once again, let's go back to math. He had 10 models, now he has 9, but he still needs 2 to sit on the back foot, so we're down to 7 available units that can be doing something without, giving up scoring points. That's kind of what Micromancer needed to do in reverse, but it's being done to him. So once again, it's not over. I know I say a lot of things and people are like, oh man, it's super over. It's just one of those things where Micromancer has to figure out a way to overcome this obstacle. It's not over, but he definitely took a deficit with a model he definitely wanted to stay on the board, who didn't do anything and is now dead, while
Yeah.
Beeranid has strong board position. He did kill something, he did get an activation, and he's still able to score his points consistently and comfortably.
Ooh. That is 3 whiffs and a hit for the Hotshot Valley Gun targeting the veteran railgunner. And he
Oh,
gets
dear.
a wound through. So here comes the 5-up Feel No Pain from Stimulant Injector.
Oh!
He doesn't get it, but he will be able to bring this over onto a drone. Looks like he's going to put it on the shield drone. So that shield drone has its own 5-up Feel No Pain now.
All right, here comes the t-shirt save. Can he do it? Do drones wear t-shirts?
Oh my
Yeah, of
gosh.
course he does.
So drone lives.
Yeah, the best way I've heard Tau explained as a question is the classic, does a pineapple belong on a pizza?
That is such
like-
a good analogy, actually.
It's like, do
That's
Tau
so good.
belong in Kill Team?
It's because they're so different and they're so out there from every other kill team, just like every other pizza topping.
Yeah, they're so flavorful, but at the same point, like the acid burns.
I did want to say one thing. I've talked to Beeranid in the last few days leading up to this game, and he was extremely confident, including before and after he saw the map. The only thing he was a little bit nervous for was the secondary draw, and I don't think he was happy with this secondary draw, to be quite honest.
What was he looking for?
He really wanted a recon sweep.
Obviously.
And I forget what the other one that he really wanted was. It might have been Scout the Field. He wanted Cut Off the Head because he actually wanted to bait Micro with it, because we know that Beeranid loves Cut Off the Head as a secondary. He actually told me that if Cut Off the Head came up, he didn't want to take it, but he hoped it would come up anyway, just to kind of bait his opponent into thinking that he would. And looks like the rail is now going to take its shots at the Sergeant right there. So this is going to be 2 shots hitting on 3s, I think, because it's getting the comms buff, and that is an unobscured Sergeant right there in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I was going to say that earlier because, I mean, you're literally getting free stats. Not having cover. Well, 1 doesn't hit. 4.
Well, Sasea, though.
Oh.
Yeah, that's 2
boy.
hits.
All right,
Running
let's
on
see if they
2s.
stick. Yep.
They
Wow.
sure do.
All
D3
right.
damage.
Pray to your various gods and see what happens. Oh, 2 damage. Hoi, hoi, hoi.
2 damage. Now, Micro, I think, is going to pop Fight for Your Life right now to take a -1 on the injury roll. We'll see.
Yep, there it is.
Yep.
So 5 up to kill this model. If he
Wow.
doesn't get it, no rerolls. So that's just a flesh wound onto the Sergeant.
Yeah, that's like the best thing that could have happened right there, other than missing. Yeah, I was gonna say, so if he takes out the Sergeant, Micromancer is really hard pressed to get any of his models into the center, and now the drones can just swarm and do like domination. And well, actually, if the Sergeant, my prediction was if the Sergeant dies, he floods the backfield on the side where the leader is, and just denies points and tries to kill the leader, which it's super aggressive, but it's something Tau players could absolutely do.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
That
the
is a
thing is,
hit for Ryan.
the guardsman and the leader are next to each other, so one drone could just lock them down. And then you send like another drone over to sit on a point and just contest it. And it's like, oh, hey, you don't get anything, buddy. All right, t-shirt save. No.
Doesn't get the armor save, but he's going to pass it on to the recon, who's just going to go down to 1 wound remaining. And then,
Hey,
there's
man.
that Scarper.
Remember those 2 wounds? Yeah. Thanks, Games Workshop. We love you. That's the other thing a lot of people forget is one of the big spicy things about Tau is wound reallocation that nobody else has for some odd reason. Tau love playing hot potato with wounds, which obviously is incredibly powerful because the last thing that's probably going to die is the thing you want to die early in the game.
Ooh, I think that's 2 hits from the gun drone onto the sergeant there. So wounding on 3s, he gets a wound through.
All right.
5 up for Micro, and he gets
He's
it.
fine. All right. Good job. Don't let that
Yep.
gun drone keep you down.
Pretty important there.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing to note is due to the significant number of bodies on the table, Beeranid has the advantage in terms of just sheer volley. He's rolling more dice, which means he has a higher opportunity to stick something into Micromancer, which in turn presents a threat of either death or just a booty load of flesh wounds, which will make your models much less effective over the course of the game, which you don't want. So there's just, like I said, I really think Micromancer needs to bum rush him and just go for straight aggro. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Ooh, there's a hit. He gets the 1 hit on a Rouse from the recon drone. This is strength 5, so it's going to be wounding on a 2, which he gets.
All right.
Only 1 damage though. Rouse doesn't get the save, but for some reason Ryan and Rouse have 2 wounds, so he'll go down to 1 wound.
They're stocky. They are some stocky squats.
Man, don't say that word. Oh man, bro, don't you know Games Workshop pushes back the codex 8 years every time someone says that word?
Oh.
talk
Squat,
about
squat, squat,
No!
squat.
Oh no. Well, it was nice knowing you folks because I won't live that long to see said codex curses. I'm telling you, they listen. There's some kind of like secret internal agency. It's like, I heard it 8 more years on the, on the docket.
8 more
worth
years
noting
in the book of
that-
grudges.
Worth noting that the wound the recon drone took from Safer Protocols is the first wound the Micromancer's gotten through yet, and he needed to perform better than that in the shooting phase in order for this to start looking good past
Yeah.
the first round.
Yeah.
That is a wound though from the las gun onto the veteran. He doesn't
Oh.
save it. He gets his 5 up, feel no pain. He
Ooh,
doesn't get that.
they'll have to reallocate.
All right. That drone's bye-bye. Oh wait, no, he
Not
didn't say
necessarily.
save.
yeah, he gets the save, yeah.
He doesn't save it, so it looks like it's going to be an injury roll for that shield drone.
But here's the reality of the problem is so Beeranid killed a heavy scion, heavy veteran pot sticker gunner guy. Killing a drone in return is not a great trade.
No.
Killing 2 to 3 drones is a much better setup, but I would be totally happy as Beeranid going, oh, I lost 1 drone, but you lost your pot pie man. Take that.
It's pretty surprising. He got the
Pot
kill with a
paste Pete.
las gun.
Yeah, right?
Here comes the comms taking a couple shots at the sergeant, who is not out of the frying pan yet. Gets 1 hit and a reroll. 2
Wow.
hits.
Oh boy.
Wounding on 3s.
Hey, look,
Gets 'em
2
both.
wounds. Nice.
So 5
Rough.
ups. Does
Oh.
not get them. And a 3 up because he cannot pop fight for your life again.
All right, here we go. Yep. he's
Dead
dead.
sergeant. That's really big for domination right in the middle there.
Yeah.
So back to math. There are 6 flexible models that can do something, but now that there's like limited pressure in the center, this is exactly what I was saying Beeranid wants and Micromancer doesn't, because hey, look, Gottfried's gonna probably kill that shield drone. Well, if Beeranid gets if Beeranid gets priority in round 2, he's just gonna charge him and lock him down. But he's got complete control over this top and bottom walkway, like this empty neutral zone where there's like nothing protecting you. So Beeranid can fly. Guess who can't? Micromancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's now a lot of pressure on Gottfried to kill that shield drone, which, I mean, I think it's decent odds just because of how many attacks Gottfried gets.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, a shield drone is hard to kill, so I could easily see this model surviving.
But here's the problem. So if he does, and then Micromancer gets priority in round 2, that's good. If he
Yeah.
doesn't, or he doesn't get priority, if he does kill the drone, but doesn't get priority in round 2, he's trapped. There's just there's more favorable options for Beeranid in this scenario than Micromancer, that's rough. That feels bad.
Yeah. Shane, if you're Micromancer going into round 2 and Beeranid wins the initiative. Do you decisive move?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what happens here with Gottfried. If Gottfried is alive, or not alive, obviously he'll be
Yeah,
alive. But
yeah.
if Gottfried has killed that shield drone, then yeah, I would consider decisive moving just to lock up as many things as possible.
Right.
But especially because Micro doesn't even have domination, so he's not actually trying to get that secondary. He's just trying to stifle those drones and these Pathfinder railgunners as much as he can.
I think if Micromancer gets the opportunity, so say he kills the drone, and either he goes first or he uses decisive move. I think the smart thing to do is charge into the sniper pathfinder and recon drone and attempt to wipe them out in melee combat in round 2, because that kind of removal allows the rest of his team to move up safely and start grabbing these points. And then Gottfried can then either shift north to the Pathfinder shield drone combo, or he can shift south to the gun drone Pathfinder. I mean, like, wherever he goes, he's going to be scary. And Beeranid has to, that's a lot of hits. Beeranid has to start respecting and adapting to that. Oh, that's not a lot of wounds.
2 wounds.
All right, here comes the t-shirt save.
So he gets the 1-4 up, and now he has a 5-up feel no pain. He doesn't get that.
All
1
right.
damage. It's probably dead shield drone. He has a reroll.
It
Yeah,
is.
dead shield drone.
All right.
Yep. All right. Critical moment for Micromancer. My Tau friend built me, and all I got was this 5-up invulnerable save. Womp womp. So this is definitely where priority super duper matters for both players, because it's about to get really interesting, and that's the fun part about Kill Team, is it's never over till the fat lady sings.
So we have got, for scoring here. Is there still fighting? Oh, the veteran gets the fight back.
Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that Beeranid meant to keep that shield drone within 3 inches of the center. So I would imagine he's going to get domination here. I don't know what, and if that actually happened or not, we don't know. I don't know if he actually got proximity alert.
Let's see. Score 1 victory point if there's any enemy model within 2 inches or of 2 or more models.
Okay, so that drone is outside of the 3-inch diameter needed for domination.
Yeah, that's pretty
rough.
rough.
I thought so.
Yeah, it seems like he was prioritizing basing that drone.
I don't know why he did that. I really don't understand why he did that, because piling in, you move the model outside of domination, and then if Micro, say you don't do that, and he's worried about Micro's flamer piling in, that just moves him closer to this other drone and potentially gets some proximity alert. And you can still kind of block the way here to not let the flamer get within domination range. I don't know, just seemed like an unnecessary pile-in.
And that's what I was saying, is it's that
you're
classic, human error can lead to things like that happening. All right, 4-2, not the end of the world here. In fact, Micromancer being up is desperately what he needs, because if he's not careful, things can snowball. All right, 10-2. That's not good. Beeranid has exactly what he needs, and that's charge time.
Yep, so Micro
here's the
is decisive moving.
All right, so where do you think he's going to send Gottfried? Because I'm pretty sure that's who's moving right here.
Yeah, so they're contesting.
Ooh, okay. Micro rolls a 7.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Oh.
If I'm Micro, I'm gonna declare charges on everything within 12 inches of me.
Yep, he's doing exactly what I thought he would, because that rail rifle and recon drone going down is imperative to victory here, especially with a 4-2 lead. He can extend that probably into a, I want to say he can easily score 3 points in this round, and he could potentially deny Beeranid down to 1 or 2, which starts to snowball him into a really great place. If he's, lucky and the dice go exactly where he needs, but there's no way Beeranid is going to run away with the sniper, because that's just like a death sentence.
All right, Overwatch from the recon drone coming in.
All right, this just got spicy. Now we have a game.
Ooh,
Oh
two
my gosh.
hits.
I wouldn't expect this to matter that much just because
No.
it's Gottfried that they're
Yeah.
shooting into.
Right. It could matter, McWorld. Oh, yep.
1 wound and a 3-up.
Makes
Which,
it.
Hey,
of
look.
course, he makes.
He doubles it up. He doesn't care. He's the big boy.
He is. He's literally a commander's model in an elites game. Or actually, excuse me,
Gottfried
in a
is
core
too big.
rules game. This is 100 points, not 125.
Yeah, he ate his half dozen eggs for breakfast, don't you know?
Yeah, really.
All right, so nothing's going to get through at this point on Gottfried, so he's going to get to attempt to massacre the peoples known as the Tau. He's just getting all of these Overwatch shots, huh?
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Recon drone here. Or not recon drone, sorry, the rail rifle. Gets a hit.
Ooh.
Yeah, the rail rifle can actually kill Gottfried if it gets that or if it gets a mortal wound through.
Yeah.
It does get a wound through. He
Oh no,
makes another
he's
6.
fine. Wow. All right.
Just tanking
Micromancer's
it.
hungry. This man is ready for blood. Another 6. Wow, he's just 6s all night long.
Oh my gosh, Beeranid's rolling all these fantastic Overwatch
goodness.
shots.
Oh no.
Oh, does that go through?
Yeah.
There's a failed
takes
armor
wound.
save?
Fails armor save.
Great googly moogly.
All it
Batman.
takes is another 30 shots, and you might take another 1 wound off Gottfried.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when you know a model is powerful. All right, let's see what he rolls here.
That's when you know a
5,
model is an auto take and
yeah,
is
pretty much.
totally overpowered.
This is a game, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm pretty confident that Pathfinder is going to die with a big fat D. But the other big thing is, so Micromancer cannot afford to lose Rouse and Sniper Rifleman on the northwest side. Like I'm looking from top to bottom, not side to side. Basically, so the symbols on the points are face up, right side up. So, anyways, like if he loses another model like Rouse or the sniper rifle to that rail rifle guy on the Tau side, that quadrant is just like super useless. And that's not good. So the fact that the quadrant is now spared, he's got cover from the Pathfinder that's sitting on the top right point, gives him a lot more flexibility and longevity so he doesn't get shot off, he doesn't lose that point, and he doesn't have to reallocate his really, really thinned out ranks to try and score objectives at this point in round 2.
So it looks like Micro hit one of his Overwatch shots, and
Gets the
Beeranid
feel
makes
no
the
pain.
feel no pain on the shield drone.
Wait, how can that hotshot volley gun see? I was under the impression that that model couldn't see the shield drone earlier.
Yeah, I think
Trash.
Micro realized that right after he rolled, because he immediately threw the dice to the side.
Well, he didn't hit anyway, so
Yeah.
that might have been
All
the
right.
reason.
So yeah, Beeranid's doing exactly what I thought he would. He's going to start putting pressure on this leader squadron here at the bottom, just because why wouldn't you? Like, he's got control of the center. He can start putting pressure on the top, locking down all of these guys that need to shoot into melee combat. Just means his guys stay on the field longer, and the guys you paid points for to shoot aren't shooting, which is great.
So that was another 10-inch charge from this drone. I don't know where
Yeah.
it was going.
All right, pretty sure this drone needs a name at this point because that's just nuts. We should call him 10-inch drone. No, that sounds inappropriate. Let's call him Charger McGee. That's safer.
I feel like
I like the sound of it. Nah, his name is 10-inch drone now. This is your fault. This is your fault.
10 inches tall.
No, he just flies 10 inches. He charges 10 inches consistently.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll my dice. I just get an automatic 10-inch charge. Deal with it. Oh, yeah, okay.
That's basically what it's been.
I don't know what Beeranid's other CP went to?
He contested.
Yeah, he contested decisive and went down to 1.
Yeah.
But I don't know how he ended up at 0.
Maybe he spent the CP on the Tau Overwatch tactic, or am I thinking of something else?
No, he definitely did not do that. That tactic is 2 CP, so he wouldn't have been able to do that anyway.
Wow. Beeranid's just
Yes.
able to lock down everybody.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Tau is super good at is, hey, look, I've got a bunch of guys on my points. I'm locking down the rest of your entire army. And Merry Christmas. So, however, I will say the downside to this scenario is if the guard player starts obliterating the drones, Beeranid's on the back foot. So it can reverse and start to like blow up in his face if Beeranid's dice go cold, if Micromancer's dice go hot. If he's able to lock everything down in round 2, going into round 3, Micromancer's in trouble. However, Micromancer probably is going to kill these 2 models with Gottfried, and then I'm pretty confident he's going to charge north into this Pathfinder shield drone, because if he locks them down and kills them, then his sniper can start to reallocate to different points while Rouse sits on that victory point, and his sniper can actually do something, because at this point he's invested a specialist slot into a model that's done literally nothing, which feels exceedingly bad.
Yeah.
But there's not much he can do because everything in range is in melee combat, so he can't shoot anything at this point. And if he steps out, he can get lit up by this Pathfinder, which also feels really bad. So, the victory point game is obviously what Micromancer is going for, and that's smart because taking models off the board right now isn't something he needs to stress out about, because essentially Beeranid is coming into Micromancer's attack range. So this is one of those weird situations where Beeranid's playing control. He's trying to lock down models, deny options, and set up scoring objective point scenarios. However, if Micromancer can score 1 or 2 kills here, obviously Gottfried's going to just vaporize everything. But like in this leader squad group where there's 2 drones and he's got a hotshot volley pot pie man, a regular guardsman, and his leader, if he can like take out both of these drones, Beeranid's not in a great place actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that needs to go on in order for Micro to get ahead here. There's still a shield drone over on this point that I think we might see actually charge Gottfried, and just put another piece on his plate, just keeping that model locked down. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Absolutely. Gottfried is the critical piece for Micromancer. If he can keep him moving every round, Beeranid needs to prep an answer for round 3 and round 4, because Gottfried, uncontested, is just dead models. Oh man, this positioning is so good. This is like a dance. It's so beautiful to watch.
Yeah, it's what happens when you're playing Tau drone spam on WWO style boards. You can just go anywhere and do anything.
That drone can go a little further. I don't know why he's so intent on keeping it on the objective. I mean, he's got that objective pretty much locked up anyway. He can just move it a little further down and get savior protocols for that railgun.
Yeah, I think he might be afraid of maybe Rouse's demo charge. I'm not sure. You are right about that, Shane.
Yeah, he doesn't need that model on the point there. Looks like an advance for the leader.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Oh, gosh. What is he doing?
It's a good question.
He's trying to get him on the middle objective.
Spicy. Okay.
Seems okay. I feel like that model was very safe there on that back objective.
Yeah.
You're going to have a model kind of boldly enter the middle. You'd think it would be the shield drone, right?
Yeah,
Not the leader?
absolutely. Yeah.
So Beeranid could be trying to bait Micromancer into overcommitting, and then what he does is he locks down whatever Micromancer throws at him, and then he falls back, and now Micromancer's models are committed to the center of the board, while Beeranid goes, okay, cool, I just like fly away and I don't care, but like you can't do that, so haha. It could be a bait. It could be a misplay. We don't really know what's going on, but if I had to guess, because I agree, like there's no need to bring the leader out, but it's so tempting that he might try and force Micromancer to get greedy, which isn't a terrible play at this point.
Yeah, I mean it is a thing, and I think we're moving on to Micro's movement now.
What movement? he
Yeah,
gets
the
like
little
one
move.
guy.
He's got this regular. I think his leader is actually charging the 2 drones over here.
Oh man, yeah, that feels really bad when like your entire kill team is like locked down in combat. It's like movement phase, shooting phase. Oh, okay, yeah.
Am I missing? Oh, this gun drone cannot overwatch because I believe it savior protocoled earlier. Or not savior. I keep mixing up my Tau words. It for the greater good did. So it already did that, and once you do that, you can't overwatch. So now he's got to think of what to do with Ryan. Looks like he's just going to ready him up. And then Rouse is probably going to want to walk up with that demo charge.
Yep.
Yeah, apparently that last CP that Beeranid spent earlier was rerolling a wound on Overwatch. That's something I'm not really a fan of, especially because you're rerolling a wound against Gottfried, who is not dying.
Yeah.
Basically, no matter what you do.
Oh wow, look at this.
I rolled an 8.
Yeah, he's considering where he could get with the Scarper after shooting with Rouse. Yeah, that rerolling that wound roll against Gottfried on Overwatch, I understand it's probably with a rail. Just seems really greedy to me, and
he might have been feeling himself just a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little too much.
I think so. Yeah.
I've always said this about Beeranid. I think is his biggest downside as a player is he gets so antsy about his CP in the wrong ways. He will just on the fly without thinking just reroll something or throw a CP away, and next thing you know, he's entering shooting phase with 0 CP. It's the one thing that I see from him all the time, and I'm always giving him crap about it.
Yeah, so don't do that, chat. Don't do that.
Write that down. Write that down.
Yeah, real quick, write it down. All right, so here's where the scary things happen. You could see this leader. He's not going to die because obviously he's safe with these shield drones, but you could see this leader take a pummeling and then the shield drones eat it. And you're just starting to whittle away the options for Beeranid to score center point, score domination, lock you down in combat. Like if he can control, so basically if Micromancer can control this top lane, I'm looking at the board kind of like a MOBA at this point. So if your top lane, middle lane, and bot lane. So the bot lane's a fight, like it's just going to happen. The top lane's, the mid lane's also a fight. However, Micromancer has the opportunity to take control of the top lane.
He's using
which gives
fixed
him the
bayonets.
opportunity- Oh, yep, there it is. So if he takes control of the top lane, he can start pushing downwards. There we go. And start forcing Beeranid to go south. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, spicy.
Right.
Super unlikely scenario right there for the flesh wound to come through.
Seriously.
All right, so he's what, reallocating to a drone?
No, I think it was the drone that got hit. And now he's using decisive shot, probably with Rouse here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is spicy. I love it. Who's he targeting?
He's shooting the leader Pathfinder. So he's going to get 4 shots with that grenade. So hitting on 3s, I believe, because the model is obscured. And Rouse has a ballistic skill of 2.
Would you want to split shots here?
Maybe. I mean, I'm sure he's considering it, but the primary target is that leader.
Yeah.
I think he wants to chuck everything he can at that leader. and then force Beeranid to make bad reallocations.
Yeah, looks
He's
like it.
telling us. Okay, so he's just slow rolling everything into the leader. Misses on
Oh.
the first shot. He's got 3 more though.
Oh,
Misses on the second shot.
Gosh.
stop it, game. Yeah, pick another die. It's unlucky.
Oh, and now they're going into the rail. So he hits
Wow.
onto the rail.
Oh,
Does not wound.
Nani.
Hits onto the rail again. Does not wound.
Dude.
Oh.
That's not the kind of
Oh
dice you see from
man,
Micro.
I didn't realize
Every-
we're watching the Dallas Cowboys roll dice tonight. Oh my god.
Seriously, every time I've seen Micromancer use this thing, it never works out. The Rouse's demo charge. And that's a
It almost
one
always
that's a
works out
one
when I
use
watch him do it.
that's a one use
Gosh.
weapon.
I'm literally gonna step away and use the restroom out of spite. That was painful. I'll be right back.
Oh, and now he's charging with Rouse. So
Wow.
that's a thing.
Is this a desperation move here, Shane?
I mean, a little bit, but he's locking up all those models.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if those models would have been able to overwatch right there. I mean, Beeranid didn't. I know he's thinking that he used For the Greater Good, but does For the Greater Good preventing overwatch only happen for the phase or for the whole round?
That's a great question. This is a strange rules interaction that I don't think I've seen
It's
before.
for the phase. I'm reading it out. It's for the phase. So Beeranid could have just overwatched right there, and he just didn't.
Wow. Yeah, that's the first time I've seen anything like that, a charge like in the shooting phase.
Yeah, that's one of the many things that Ryan and Rouse can do. For
Just
some
they
reason.
just break the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been on record saying that I think Ryan and Rouse are just as strong as Godfrey, just in different ways.
Yeah.
Now we're in the fight phase.
All right, here's where Godfrey eats Tau flesh.
First, we have some frisbee action into the leader here.
Beyblades, let him rip.
So one attack on a 5 does not hit. Now probably Godfrey, or I guess Rouse, whichever one he wants.
Oh boy, this is where Micromancer has to make it up. Like if he can start really dishing out wounds, or at least taking models off the board, Beeranid is gonna start sweating bullets. All right, I want to see some death and destruction. It's Warhammer. Not with those
So
rolls.
one hit
No.
onto the shield drone.
Not with that
Does
roll.
not
What is
wound.
it? What? Why? Why is he rolling one? Stop doing that.
Yeah, Micro,
now-
cut it out.
Now he's slow
Bro.
rolling onto the sniper. Misses
Oh
the
my
first.
god.
Oh,
Okay.
It's where he's getting the good dice with random things like las guns and
Yeah.
like fists with guardsmen, but he's like missing on.
all right. He stuck
Just big
something
things.
to someone because he rolled 4-5.
Yeah,
he's
so-
passing a wound onto the recon drone,
Yep.
Of course he is, because why not?
and it's flush wound. So I think one more attack onto that sniper, and it misses.
Ah, Micromancer, not on stream. I believe in you. All right,
It always
so this is,
does bring me some joy to see Godfrey whiff. It's
Oh
it
yeah.
really is so. Nothing really makes me happier.
Look, Shane, it's okay. We're here for you. Why don't you tell us what happened, man?
I think anybody that's ever played against
Yeah,
Godfrey can tell you what
Can
happened.
feel this pain, yeah. This is very cathartic right now.
It's not feel no pain. It's feel some pain.
Oh, and there was a die was rolled. I don't know what it was for. Looks like the leader is swinging into that shield drone over there. He does not hit though.
All right, stay alive, that shield drone. You and 10-inch charge. Gotta stay alive.
Yeah.
And now Rouse gets to. Is Beeranid just forgetting about his shield drone over here?
Maybe.
Okay, looks like he's doing it now. Look, they're about to forget about it.
All right, frisbee number 2. Do a thing. Oh, a 6. Okay.
Rouse actually hits. He doesn't
All
win
right.
though because he has strength 2.
I'm not gonna lie. Regardless of who gets priority next round, Beeranid is in a really spicy place here because all the things he's afraid of are kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And all the things he has go, All right, I guess I fly away. I know there's a song, but I can't remember who sings it. All right, swinging
The
into
leader
Rouse.
gets 2 swings. I
If
did
this
not
leader
know that.
hits him, oh my gosh, no, chat,
It
no.
wounds on a 3.
Oh my gosh.
It
Oh
wounds.
my. Oh
6
no.
up save for Rouse. Doesn't get
Oh
him.
no.
4 up. That's a dead
Oh my
Rouse.
gosh.
Dead rattling there.
I don't even know what.
And bounty hunter too, so he can pick up that bounty right now.
I don't even know what I am.
Wow. Who says
the
Tau
last
are
time-
bad at close combat?
I do. I play Tau. When was the last time you saw a Pathfinder kill a guy? Let
Hey, to
alone
be
ban him?
fair, Rouse is
Yeah,
Rouse
he's
might as well be made out of toilet
paper mache.
so-
Yeah, he's toughness 2. You just spit on him and he melts.
Wow. So he's
Yeah,
an
he
orc.
makes
Got
he
it.
makes Pathfinders look like the A team.
What we just saw that happen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what is happening, Mr. Krabs? My leg. On stream we just witnessed a Pathfinder kill a man.
You just witnessed a murder.
So I
Yeah,
think
chat-
now the
chat's
shield drone is
blowing
gonna
up.
swing.
Man, it's like that moment where Mountain Dew revealed they had Baja Blast at Taco Bell, and you're like, "Wow, that feels great." Oh my
misses.
gosh.
Okay, I must have totally missed. Beeranid, I feel like he should have piled in downwards with the shield drone back towards the middle after swinging here, but I guess he just didn't. So
Yep, I guess Imperial Guardsmen women prefer Tau men. Combo. Chat's all about this. Ooh. Chat says y'all want to see a dead body.
oh god.
So rude. So mean.
So okay. So now I don't know. Okay, recon drone is coming back in a got for it, taking a swing at him.
This
One
recon
attack.
drone wants revenge. Oh no.
Whoa.
Not today.
3.
Not today.
Wounds. Okay, he makes the save.
That was scary. Like legitimately, something's wrong here. All right, let's talk strats. What does Micromancer need to do here? Because it's not looking real good here, team.
This round might have just lost him the game, to be honest. I don't know what the play is at this point. He's lost a lot of really important models. Not a lot of models, but a lot of really important ones.
What's your guys' stance on bribery?
Firm in
Not popular. Got it. Okay. Well, since points don't matter, man, now we're playing whose line is it anyway? What do you do here?
So
just get that dub by any means necessary.
See, the problem I'm seeing is because the shield drones are locking down this leader group, the only mobile guy is sitting on a point, so he can't move, and everything else is dead or locked in combat.
Yeah.
And at this point, all Beeranid has to do, like, he doesn't even need to roll priority in round 3. And if he rolls priority in round 4, like, it's game, because all he has to do is like sit on these points where he's already at.
Yeah.
He's gonna score domination to the maximum value. I don't think there's anything Micromancer can, like, at this point. We're in the Justin Wong tech where Beeranid plays the lame game. Micromancer can't do anything, and it's just attrition. Like, you basically score like 5 points a round.
yeah.
Micromancer scores like 1, and it's game.
Speaking of attrition, Micro will be lucky to score that secondary the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but Beeranid's getting all of his secondaries right now, and he's in a really good spot to keep scoring them. So, I mean, I don't know how Micro's going to get these out of action rolls that he really desperately needs, especially because these models like the demo hotshot volley gunner or the Scion hotshot volley gunner, they're just going to get charge cycled by other shield drones in the area.
Yep.
So it's a tough spot.
They're not going to share their delicious pot pie with anybody.
No.
But this is the problem we had. We talked about earlier is at this point. So we're at the attrition point. Beeranid's at 9. Micromancer's at 6. Micromancer does not have a comfortable way to score equal to Beeranid, let alone above him. Beeranid can literally do nothing this round, and he's going to outscore Micromancer. And at that point, Micromancer has to pick up 6-7 points in round 4, which is almost impossible at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. I think Beeranid did win initiative. I don't know what just happened there. I think that's an
That's
advanced roll, so he's
yeah.
10
You
inches gonna
you
walk up
you know
there.
it's bad when it doesn't matter. Like it's just like, oh, maybe we'll see a surprise like guardsman transform into a flayed one, and then we like it's like, oh, ha!
Like
I would
the
have liked to see him fly over to that bounty up there on the roof, but looks like he just wants to contest that point.
he can just send one of his other million
Yeah, that's
drones. Yeah, man. Like the only thing that I could think of potentially happening here is actually no, I can't even see that because that rail rifle and that recon drone, they're just gonna fall back from Godfrey, and then he's just
Yep.
gonna be dead in the water. So
That's Tau control for all you people who like playing like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh. If you're a control player, Tau is your faction of choice.
yeah,
You are the lame game, and like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just these are the terms used in like fighting games. If you ever watched like Street Fighter, lame gaming is when you like get a lead on someone's health bar and then you just force the clock to time out and your opponent can't kill you. Like it's a legitimate strategy. It's just
yeah.
something you can do. And Tower, the master at lane game, like you score a bunch of points, you lock down your opponent, and then for the rest of the game, it's like, all right, cycle charge, fall back, fly, cycle charge, fall back, fly. All right, let's go to McDonald's and celebrate. Woohoo, Shamrock Shake.
So right now, the only things that he needs to, that Beeranid, that is, needs to think really deeply about, not even that deeply, is how he's going to reliably ensure that he scores proximity alert. Everything else he can just kind of play keep away or keep models locked up, and he should be fine. But as long as he's positioning to get proximity alert, I think he's in a really good spot.
So let's postulate, since unfortunately just Micromancer is really on the back foot. When we were speculating about just hyper aggressively running downfield, do you think that would have been a better scenario for Micromancer than what's happening right now?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what the play would have been. It seemed like Micro got what he wanted by getting the kill with Gottfried early on, and then winning the decisive move roll off and locking up a rail. But I really don't know what he would have done even if he got those kills with Gottfried, which he to be honest, he was never really likely to. His dice were bad, but to kill both of those models and rely really heavily on the 1 damage injury rolls was kind of swingy at the end of the day, especially with 0 CP, which is what he had. So, I mean, I don't know what game plan would have been better, to be honest. He set up with his guns. He lost that shootout, and he's getting locked up by shield drones, which is kind of what we were concerned about.
Does his roster have like guardsman spam where he could have just spammed bodies like Bearded did with drones?
Not like true guardsman spam. So I think he still would have been out activated, but he could have taken like guardsmen with plasma guns instead of scions with the hotshot volley guns, but I don't think even that would have been the right play here because, you know, those hotshot volley guns, they have great upside against the shield drones. So I think that Micro did the best he could pre-game with his prep and with his roster construction. Except Shane, you were talking about potentially he should have taken Pius.
I would have liked to see Pius. I think it would have helped him really double down. I mean, on the middle, you bring Pius with Gottfried, and it creates that big kind of aura where sort of like that Flamer had, except the thing is you lock up the Flamer and the Flamer can't do anything. You try to lock up Pius, it's still probably going to kill you in melee just through the sheer volume of attacks.
Yeah.
So I think having that extra threat would have helped. But
that's what happens when you go up against a 10-inch drone. It's just like, hey man, 10 inches, bro, deal with it.
And he's gonna fall back with that Flamer now.
That was an insane roll, by the way.
Yeah, it was a pretty big roll, and I bet he would have re-rolled it too if given the opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. Like a uncontested Flamer into drones, real bad, but that's worth a CP if you can get him out. Because like what, we're in round 3. That gunner has done nothing, and he's points that were allocated to literally do nothing. That feels awful.
Shane, what are the odds we see a get back in the fight, I think, is what it's
Yeah,
called?
very, very high. This flamer's going to end up shooting. I know it's falling back right now, but that order is going to come. It's going to light up this middle area.
Yeah.
Alternatively, he could do a move, and contest the middle. Beeranid's left this middle area pretty open.
Mm-hmm.
But if he does that, it's going to get lit up. So I think the flamer is just going to end up shooting into the middle.
I think he needs to get a kill here more than he needs a point.
Yeah, especially because all of his secondaries are, bounty hunters, thin their ranks, attrition. He needs those.
Yeah.
And he can't max attrition at this point. It's too late. So, and most he's going to get on that secondaries too. So that's going to hurt him in tiebreaker scenarios if he even manages to come back, points wise. But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, this is the fun thing about Warhammer. There's math and strategy. There's so many things to think about, which makes the game so dynamic. It's not just Monopoly, roll your dice, move your mice, somebody gets hurt.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of thought that goes into it, and that's really fun, especially with such a great community you guys have on Discord. Like just being able to talk to people and postulate, like, what do I do? How do I do it? Where do I go?
Yeah, there's a ton of really good people out there willing to play games with you. So
looks like Rain is scooting back. I guess he's gonna put some shots in the people here, which probably feels good. I'm really not trying to be cynical or sarcastic, but like this model has literally done nothing all game, and now he's finally getting a chance to do something. And by the time you're in round 3 and you're finally activating and putting pressure on the board, that's exactly what Tau wants to do, is just take 50% of the game away from your points. That's fantastic, because look at Beeranid. All of his models have done something this entire game, and Micromancer just unlocked 2 models. Like, think about that. If you have a 10 model list and 2 of those models basically don't do anything for half of the game, that feels rough. And that's exactly what you have to avoid in like lockdown spammy lists. So like Poxwalker spam, drone spam, Gellerpox spam. There's so many different ways you have to be careful not to just lose invested points until it's too late.
I'm not sure why. I don't know. I feel like Beeranid should have fallen back with the sniper. He's keeping him in with Gottfried. He's basically just feeding that model to the wolves right now.
Yeah. Maybe he just forgot.
I doubt that. He kept him in intentionally. But what you're doing is you're giving him a bounty. Like, I at least fall back with the model onto an objective and then force Micro to at least spend a point on up and at him to get that Gottfried back into combat. But as it is right now, it's...
So here's that get back in the fight.
Oh yeah, here we go with the flamer.
All right, flamethrower.
He's got a wealth of targets on the other side of that door. Or on the other side of this wall, I should say.
That feels great for Micromancer. Like, this is a golden moment for him.
He's going to need a lot of attacks to go through, though.
It could happen. We've seen miracles.
So before that flamer gets to shoot, there is actually a readied model on Beeranid's side over here. I don't know if it has any targets, though, because I think this flamer is actually out of LOS from this comms. So yeah, no shots for that guy, I guess. So he's just going to pass for now.
Yeah, great positioning by Micromancer.
Looks like Ryan has some shots to take. I don't know who it is that he's shooting at, but he lands the hit.
He's shooting into the veteran Pathfinder railgunner, I believe.
Okay, so wounding on a 3, he gets the wounds through.
Here we go.
So 5 up armor save for the rail rifle.
4 whiffs.
He will
reallocate, of course.
Yeah.
All right, t-shirt time. Can he hit a 5 up? Feel no pain.
I don't think Beeranid gave himself CP. Oh yeah, now he's spending some of it.
All right.
Goes 5 up, doesn't get it. Now he'll pass it on to the shield drone, who will also get his own 5 up.
All right, back to the t-shirt save.
Oh my gosh. That tactic is so good. I know it didn't work this time, but Stimulant Injector, that's a great tactic for the Tau.
Tell us what it does for those who don't know.
It looks like you spend a CP, you get a 5 up Feel No Pain.
Yeah, I'll read the exact writing, but I think what Ryan said is basically spot on. But I'll pull it up here while we move through shooting.
Shane, I know you said it lasts until the end of the phase, I think?
Yes, so here it is. Use this tactic when a model from your kill team other than a drone loses a wound. Roll a d6 for that wound, and each other wound lost by that model for the rest of the phase. On a 5-up, that wound is not lost. So it's a lot of other factions have a tactic like that, but for other factions, it's only mortal wounds. Whereas for Tau, it's just basically you just gotta feel no pain for the rest of the phase, which is really good.
All right. I'm seeing Beeranid assemble some dice here. I don't know why, because get down.
Yeah, Micro's using Get Down probably on
is,
his Veteran Guardsman. I didn't see him ping a model.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a -1 to hit for Get Down. Oh, but the recon. Oh, he's using a CP to ignore obscurity. I think he's just. I don't know what it is that he's shooting with, but that is a wound, regardless.
3 up.
So that's not a save. So it looks like an injury roll. I don't know. I think he just used. I think he just used the reroll to or the CP to ignore obscurity for a drone's shots.
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe it was something else. I don't know.
I mean, at this point, he's got to try it to get whatever he can get. Yeah, I'm tactical reroll
on the armor save.
Oh, we got it.
Wow.
Clutch play. Still got 1 CP left. So now those flamer shots are going into the Pathfinder leader.
The ignoring obscurity.
All right, 3. Here comes the save. 6. Wombo combo. All right.
Wound. Does not save it.
All right.
Not sure which one this is on. Passes it on to the drone, gets a 5-up, feel no pain, nabs it.
Oh my goodness, that feels bad.
Next wound goes through.
Okay.
All right.
Then I think he's got.
Gets it.
Oh.
He's got one more after this, I think, or was that it? No, because he only got 3. Man.
Ouch. That's probably the second to last nail in this coffin, buddy.
Now
there's like there's one way out of this. If Micromancer, and this is just my opinion, but if Micromancer can lay out these 2 shield drones with this leader group, that'll unlock 3 models, which he can, if in round 4 he gets priority, he can start doing some countercharging and rushing points and try and get himself back on the board. I don't know if it matters, but it won't be like, it'll be better than just getting locked out of the game right now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That is 5 hits. Gottfried is now swinging into this poor sniper Pathfinder.
Oh, all right. Take that.
Oh my god. All right.
I hope he. All right. Oh no.
First one.
He's gonna re-roll that.
Yeah, re-roll. Please kill him with passion.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
So, actually, I mean, it didn't end up mattering, but a little bit of mistake there for Micro. He didn't pile in, so if he did get that kill, he would not have been able to pick up that bounty.
Yeah.
Because he would have had to go back towards the recon drone. Might be getting a little tilted, a little impatient with the Tau, understandably. But that is an error, and it didn't end up biting him because he got screwed anyway.
Man, yeah, that's
leader into the shield drone.
It's a dice game. It's what happens. Unfortunate. Is there any need to play the 4th round if it's just it's pretty comfortably Beeranid's game, or do you think we'll see a concession here?
We might see a concession.
We could see a
basically nothing has gone his way.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I need to stop doing commentary. Don't invite me to these anymore.
I mean, to his credit, I think Beeranid's played it really well. I think he had a really good game plan to counter this Militarum list that is, in its own right, also very strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't help when the dice just roll ones all the time. Like that. Black.
That's going to be hold more for Beeranid. I think at this point it is out of reach. I don't think Micro can win anymore.
No, because he can only score 6. And I don't think he can even score 6.
I think we're going to see a scoop here, guys.
All right. Well,
let's see. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
This episode of Kill Team was brought to you by Pepsi because we're out of Coke, and is that okay? Also, 10-inch charge drone. You can get yours on the Patreon for 10 inches or more.
I think they're running through Morale quickly. So I think this rail's fine. Yeah.
Oof.
And the shield drone up here is also fine.
Yep.
To my understanding. The recon drone. Maybe they aren't rolling for morale anymore.
Yeah, locking down this leader group, I think, was a big, like, the 10-inch charge, jokes aside, set up Beeranid to just have such a controlling presence on the board.
They are going into round 4, it looks like. They just rolled
wow.
initiative. Beeranid's 1 initiative. We had a question from chat. Doesn't stim injector trigger when a wound is lost? Should be too late to pass the wound off. So he's talking about savior protocols. Because savior protocols happens when a save is failed. What happened was Beeranid used the stim injector, and then he failed the 5-up. So that goes to... Oh, no, actually. Now I'm thinking about it.
Good question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Austin. So this is exactly what Micromancer didn't want to happen. Beeranid pretty much got initiative every single moment he needed it. And at this point, so what's really unfortunate is if you look up to the top lane, one of these shield drones just charges the sniper. Gottfried is trapped. The leaders are trapped. The demolitions man is trapped. The shield drone can just charge the flamer. And then there is literally no movement and no shooting phase. We go to melee, it doesn't matter, and Beeranid wins.
So, for what it's worth about the savior protocols question, the actual wording for savior protocols isn't when a save has failed, it's when a wound would be lost.
Right.
When a model would lose any wounds as a result of an attack with a ranged or melee weapon. All that this really restricts is you can't savior protocol psychic because they aren't weapons. You do get to make your armor save before declaring savior protocols. That was basically what the designer's commentary clarified, which it was essentially a buff for Tau. They get to make their armor save and then savior protocol. So basically, yeah, like Ryan said, he would fail the armor save, then pop stim injector, go for the 5-up, feel no pain, fail the 5-up, feel no pain, pass it off onto the drone, and then the drone gets its own feel no pain. And there's a lot of barriers to entry there.
Yeah, really. Tower
hey,
like onions. They have a lot of layers.
Ogres are like onion.
Oh, and there is a charge from the gun drone.
So are you saying that Tau are pineapple onions? Is that the fruit vegetable combo we're going with?
This is some that is some cursed Xenos fruit that I don't ever want to stick in my mouth.
It's
for what it's worth,
and spicy.
Oh,
I think Micro can come back technically numbers wise because he can get bounty hunters more than once.
Yeah.
But he would need to score everything. And he would need Beeranid to score nothing. So it's super, super long shot right now for him.
I think this Pathfinder and Recon drone sitting on the backfield points have something to say about that.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Oh, man.
I mean, Beeranid could literally just... In fact, this is what I'm talking about. CP conservation could just win him the game. He could just save a CP, and in the event that he breaks, he could auto-pass one guy in a corner on an objective and win the game. So I don't think it's going to get that far, but it would be funny to see it come to that, and then my complaints about his CP usage will end up losing him the game.
It's the commentator's curse. Wait, is
Oh,
he?
oh, never mind. He got a bounty, so that should actually be game, I think.
Wah, wah,
So now
wah.
it's a 7-point lead. That is really big.
Well, who did he kill? What was? Are we in shooting phase? Are we melee?
That was the no, we're just in his movement right now. That bounty came from the hotshot volley gun that he had killed in turn 1. That was just
I
on
forgot
top
he's
of the thing the whole time.
Yeah, he's playing dog tags. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yes,
so sniper's locked down. Gottfried's locked down. Flamer's locked down. Everything's locked down. Micromancer has no movement or shooting phase.
Recon drone is going into Gottfried.
No, Nani? Oh, he's yeah.
He's just
gonna
swapping.
countercharge, charge cycle. Yeah. All right, girls and boys, not nice. This Beeranid is on the naughty list for Christmas 2021 after pulling that maneuver. Woof. Can Micromancer do anything here? I don't know of any options that could get him out of this position, honestly.
I think just kill everything and then hopefully Beeranid breaks. And but even then I'm not sure if it's mathematically possible.
He has to force Beeranid to spend his CP to do that, to guarantee it.
He could get 1 point from attrition. He could get 1 point from thin their ranks. He could get 2 more points from bounty hunters, so that's 4. And then if he kills, or like if Beeranid shakes and everything is lost for Beeranid, and Micro's guys are still standing on 1 point, he could get 2 for hold 1 and hold more. So I think he would be short 1 if everything goes according to plan.
Yeah, that bounty hunter sealed it. The one that Beeranid got. If the most he can possibly get for Micro is 7 points, which had taken to 14, so 1 lower.
Chat's asking, can you guys ever stream a close game? I don't know. I don't work here. That's a good question.
We try.
I'm the Grubhub driver.
Not for lack of trying, man.
We need to tell the players, you need to cool it down, guys. Just
you guys gotta chill. All right, keep it close. Keep it close.
I'm not saying rig the game, but
stop
just obliterating.
If you want to throw a little bit.
Man, you know Beeranid's feeling himself when he's got 3 drones in the backfield just hanging out with the dudes playing games. Chat
really.
says I'm having drone flashbacks. Yep, I'm a Tau player, so I don't have that.
So
I'm evil.
There is something very exciting to talk about. Since we have established now that this is an insurmountable lead, Beeranid will be going on to the finals. As we wrap up this final round, we could talk about this, which means that we will have a new tournament winner at the end of the Worldwide Open. So a 4th person will be getting into Zenith by actually winning the tournament. There was this scenario where if Micro won, it would have to go to the 2nd place player, but we are going to be getting a new champion. Who it is, we don't know yet. It's either going to be Beeranid or the winner of Rashist Fern and ARH, who are ARH playing Orcs, Rashist Fern playing Imperial Guard.
Oh,
so
I want to see an Orcs versus Tau,
just like last year at Nova.
Oh
wow,
that was the final at Nova last year.
Imagine that.
In 2020? Oh, online. I was like, there wasn't a Nova last year. I was prepped to go for that.
Yeah.
And then COVID showed up.
Yeah. Well, the last Nova, I guess is what I should say.
Yeah.
So it's 2019?
Yeah.
Yes. And that was.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I was there for that. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was Eric.
That's a good Nova.
I believe his name was, and his Tau took on Alex Torberry, Kill Team Academy, and his Orcs. And he's using that 5-up Feel No Pain again.
It feels no pain.
Doesn't get it. Here's an injury roll. I think that's just a flesh wound. Oof.
That feels so bad. I mean, it's just so rough. Look at the scorecard. Beeranid's eaten models every round. Micromancer took 2 drones in round 1, and then just whiff.
Combat leader Pathfinder swinging into this guardsman. Does not wound.
All right.
These are Catachan guardsmen, so well, I guess not the Scion, but the other guardsmen are Catachans. So.
All right, I just want to see a 10-inch charge get a kill. That's if he gets a kill and a 10-inch charge, he's the MVP of this game.
Let's see, Gundron making that. Nope.
He will not.
No. Hard pass.
Ooh, Ryan might be taking a little damage here. Gets a hit. Wounds on a 3.
Oh,
Does not wound.
No. Oh, when he rolls a 2 on the save, if he had a save, that's disastrous on a drone. All right, the governor gonna make an attack. Every time you say Gottfried, I'm like, I just see Arnold Schwarzenegger as a model on the. He's like, come here, get down. I'm a cop, you idiot. Yeah. Like as he charged, he's just like swinging wildly.
Oh, now the recon is swinging into Gottfried. He does not hit because he's got a flesh wound, and that wouldn't have hit anyway. So, and I guess Gottfried will swing back now.
All right, chat, start spamming your Arnold emotes like. Here comes a bunch of attacks.
4 hits. Wounding on 4 is only 1 wound. That's all you need. So.
Yeah. It's AP3.
That's
5.
a dead recon drone.
All right, miracles do happen.
So where he puts that bounty is going to be.
Yeah, he needs to put it down there so that way you can pile in, pick it up. That will probably get him attrition, and it'll get him that second bounty just to make the score a little bit more respectable.
All right, here comes the what you call these guys? The Beyblade. It's the Beyblade part.
Yeah. Gets a wound onto a drone over here. Doesn't save it.
All right. Nope.
Another flush round.
Those ones are so commonplace. It's ridiculous. He spent the Sugi for
I don't blame him.
Just still a flesh round.
Man. 10-inch droner. Yep, that's the guy. Oh my goodness. That drone just does not want to go anywhere. He just wants to fly around and spread the Tau love, man.
Guardsman over here swinging misses. And I think that will do it. Oh, no. We've got one more. We got the Scion back here swinging onto the Pathfinder. Does connect. Does not.
Oh my goodness.
All right. It's a slap fest, kids. Just. What was that? 6 to hit, 5 to wound?
Yeah.
And a 6 to save. I tell you what, those Tau helmets are tough.
Here's Ryan swinging back. Doesn't it? So now I think we're done. I think that is everything. So I think we might be seeing a max score here from Beeranid.
Oof. No, he's short on 1 in the first round.
No, I think he will get the 18, yeah, because he max a 9 on that primary.
Yikes.
All right, so I guess let's hop over into their voice chat, talk a little bit about the game.
Sounds good.
Get that post-game interview.
Oh, yeah.
So 7, 6, 5, 4, so 5 or 6 for him.
Oh, they're still rolling.
Okay. And then Sniper here, 5 or 6. He's shaken. I don't know if that will matter too much.
Yeah. Congrats, Beeranid. That was a crazy game. Congrats, Micromancer, for making top 4. We are here on stream talking to you guys right now. How did you feel about that game, guys? Starting with Beeranid, I guess.
Yeah, it was messy but clean because of who the opponent is and stuff like that. There was just like a lot of weird decisions, like leaving a rail in combat doomed to die. Because it's like I figured, you know what, no matter how many attacks he throws here, he's only got a 50-50 on the injury, and it holds him. You know, he's not going to leave combat and fall back to mess with that center point or something if he can swing on a rail. So I just left him in and ended up working out. I got really lucky on some dice rolls on here.
Yeah, for sure. Especially that first round, Micro. The amount of ones you rolled was just absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, I think I had a few chances to turn it around. Rouse's grenade just completely whiffing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was a big one, and then just the amount of feel no pains he was making, passing stuff off onto shield drones.
Dude, I love that tactic. That stimulant injector.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
really good.
I was talking
so
about how
good.
good that was on stream.
Like, yeah, 5 up save, 5 up invuln, pass it over, 5 up, go to take him out, need above a 4. Like, geez, that's so many gates in the way to take somebody out. And it lasts the whole phase, so it's just like, damn.
Yeah.
That's savage.
Yeah, congratulations. You've probably converted a good 2 to 3 Tau players to our cause.
Woo! All right.
For the greater good, baby!
Yeah, we want more. Come join the Empire.
So we had a joke about your 10-inch charge drone. He's now named MVP 10 inches. How important was that charge to lock down that flamer in round 1, do you feel?
Super important. I didn't want him to shoot because it was like I expected Pius, and that was just going to be like between Pius and Gottfried, it was going to be super hard to hold that center. And so it was like, dude, I need this guy to not be shooting. And yeah, so it was super important. It's like I felt like he just brought in a cheaper Pius basically that needed to be shut down.
Mm-hmm.
The guys are also speculating you would have rerolled that if you had failed. Is that a true statement?
Probably. Yeah, it was super important.
I wanted to ask Micro a few questions. I was speculating that you might bring Pius here just to kind of help in the middle. Can you talk us through your game plan with the muster and what your goal was, what you saw your victory condition being?
Right. Yeah, I chose not to bring Pius. I felt like she's just easy railgun bait. Like, she's not going to get cover. She's kind of like an expensive model and like an easy target. If I want to put her in a place where she can get shots off, she's like I said, an easy target for the rails. This is actually like my anti-Drakari list, like model for model. I was hoping to like ready up and stick a lot of flesh wounds or like a lot of injury rolls into his Pathfinders right away. I was really hoping that, like, savior protocols or not, like, kind of targeting those Pathfinders is the easiest way to get injuries on drones. So I was hoping with, like, 12 ready hotshot shots and Rhine to kind of put a damper on his output early on. And then I was really hoping, like, I'd done a few prep games, and this is actually like a really tough matchup in this format. The drones just don't die, so I was really going to try and just spread out flesh wounds everywhere and push for a break check.
Which you did get at the end of round 4. You did have me at a break check.
Yeah.
But by that point, I think after you had secured the bounty, I think it was set in stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Beeranid, what was your game plan going into this? This Blackstone Guard list is, very dangerous. How did you approach it?
So, I mean, the thing about it is I feel like the Blackstone Guard list was better for kill packets. And this I don't feel like is a kill packet other than like how the secondaries can swing. And so I knew what his positional strengths were going to be was Gottfried and possibly Pius, and I wanted to outdo him on that. That's why I went shield drones. Usually on the open board, what I've been doing this tournament is taking the gun drones.
Right.
I'm just shooting to hell while I do that. But I knew, the being in melee was going to be so important. Like, I don't want him to shoot, so rather than relying on the dice to take that model out of action, I just want to charge in and lock him down or whatever and stop him from shooting that way, and then control the center. yeah, that was pretty much the main thing. I wanted a round where he held nothing, you know, and I think that was this turn. Was he held one last turn and then none this turn. So you look and you see like turn 1 he had more objectives than me or pretty close. Like it was really dicey. Like I barely held that center off. Turn 2, you know, okay, now I've kind of got that control. I have the more and stuff, and then now I'm chipping away at his thing, trying to take it away. That's another big thing with the Tau that I've been trying to do, is just have a round or two where they hold nothing.
Yep, we predicted that. All right, I'm going to take you guys back a long time ago to Galaxy Far, Far Away, to the initiative roll for round 1. If it had swapped and Beeranid had to go first, what position do you think we would have seen? Because we were speculating that Beeranid wants to go second in round 1,
Yep.
so that way you can get those charges off. But if you have to go first, what are you doing? And what is Micromancer's like? How would Micromancer counter in response to Beeranid being forced to commit drones places he really doesn't want to go?
Was that for me or Micro?
It's actually for both of you, because we're
Okay.
basically speculating the entire pace of the game shifts in the reverse order that it did from real life to speculation zone.
Okay, why don't you go ahead first, Beeranid, and then I'll respond.
So I would have just held my back too. I knew that it was really close for the. I actually expected him to charge with Gottfried turn 1. I didn't. When he advanced, I was like, yes, because that 8 inches away, I just knew that was happening. If you look how I deployed, like I originally thought that he had the Tempester, and even after muster, like I was expecting it. I was just like, wait a minute, you know. So you see me setting up here, waiting for just this whole team to overwatch and stuff. So I thought he was going to try to go melee and all that. But yeah, so I would have stayed on my 2 back and foregone the center. I would have moved up, hopefully to use the recon sweep tactic to move a cheeky guy on the point. If there was a spot or something like that, like if he only had Gottfried there, I would try to contest it at least with that movement in the shooting phase tactic, and just snake that away real quick with a 2d6 move in the shooting phase. But that would have been probably about it.
Yeah. If he had done that, I would have just plop Gottfried on the center. I would have played pretty similarly. Like you would have seen a lot of readyings from me. I think the only difference is if I was able to find a spot, I might have tried to hide the sergeant from the railguns. There's like a spot over here or maybe around this side where I might have tried to have swung him. But you know, I actually think going first is probably a good thing on this board in this matchup.
Yeah, because I couldn't get on that point hardly at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want to block you off that point, and like I'm actually surprised that you wouldn't have taken that point if you had gone first.
Well, I mean, I thought that I could get it from the domination is what I cared about most on there, because
Right.
again, I knew that I would have to chip away over time to have that round of hold none for you. So I was trying to do, like you even saw it, I moved the drone onto that top, and then Micro says, can you even do that? We were like, we should check, because like, is that going to count for domination? I thought that it would, and then it didn't. And you see me just adjust like, crap, to save the algorithm or whatever from my swearing.
Yeah.
Crap. Yeah, so I went up there and had to take that back, and then had to sneak through on the other side instead of using the fly and whatnot.
Yeah, I have a question for both of you as well. The last time I watched you two play, it was a different matchup, granted, but it was also on the open board of WWO, and you guys just went crazy on the reserve stuff. I was tearing my hair out. You guys were putting like leaders in reserves, like half your team is in reserves. This time, neither of you opted to put anything in reserve, and that was surprising to me. So, starting with Micro, can you explain your decision not to put anything in reserve here?
Right. Well, it's a similar idea to what I was doing in TAO, right? Like those hot shots on this, especially on this close deployment, and spread out, they pretty much have shots over the entire board if they just ready. So at that point, they're heavy weapons. If I bring them in, like they're going to be firing at penalties. They're not going to be firing in the readied section. And I really wanted to do as much damage, like put as many shots into his railguns before they got to shoot as I could. So yeah, that's kind of what I was looking to do, was shoot first and shoot something soft, but I was fine not being able to, only picking the targets that he would present me.
Yeah, it was kind of a similar thing here where I knew he was going to ready quite a lot. Like the board's just so open, and I didn't want him to get to shoot everything before I started taking away things that threatened me. So it's like, okay, you'll get to shoot one guy, and then I'm now working towards reducing your output as well and stuff. But then it's like the way it worked, the only shots I was getting for a lot of guys was this dude here on the center, and thinking about the win condition there, I was like, crap. So that is domination, that is hold. Right now he has hold more. So I just put a lot into that guy who wouldn't die, that sergeant there, until eventually he did.
Yeah.
Well, this was definitely a top level game. Like, it was fun to watch. There was a lot of high tactical and strategic maneuvering, and unfortunately, some of the dice went really cold, and that just kind of, you don't have any control of that. But man, congratulations to both you guys. It was really a pleasure to watch this. Just really, really fun game.
Yeah, I think that like this is the kind of thing that I wait for. Like, and it's so fleeting. You know, you don't always make top 8s and stuff, and it's just like, to get that like top level type game, you know, that opponent and the stakes are high and things like that. It's like, this is what we play for. So, you know, super proud of you for coming this far, Micro. Thank you for the game, dude. It's always a pleasure. You know, this is your 3rd top 8 in a row. Like, you are no joke to face. So
Thanks.
just
It means
like,
a lot. You saying that. When I started getting into Kill Team, like, it was your videos that got me in. So it's a bit of a dream to play you in these circumstances. So
thanks,
congratulations. Well played. And good luck in the finals.
Thanks, brother.
All right, guys. So unless anybody else has any more questions for
I
these
have one
two,
more.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's for Beeranid. So other side of the bracket, you're looking at another Militarum player facing off against Orcs. Both of these are interesting. If you play against Militarum, it's the 3rd time in the bracket that you've had to play the faction. If you play against Orcs, it's basically a replay of the last Nova Open that happened with Tau versus Orcs being the finals.
Yeah.
Is there one that you're looking for more? Is there one that you're more afraid of? And do you have a prediction for who's going to take that?
Well, I've already beaten. I've played against Guard enough times, I think, in this tournament so far. 2's enough. But third, you know, three is an interesting thing. It'll be open board again. Arena, I think I take them. And so I think that that's a win because I can at least keep it tight on open board. Orcs will be interesting in Arena, but open board, I think, is just going to be a slaughter. So we'll have to see how that goes. I mean, I could roll cold too, so that's a thing. But either way, I think I feel fairly comfortable at this point. Micro was what scared me, like this match here, because it's like almost like the finals happened early, because the way that the pairings worked out, where it was like lowest against high, and then now it was highest against highest. It's like this was probably what would have been normally the final match, but it came around early. So now I think it's kind of like maybe potentially a little bit easier in the next 2. I don't know.
We'll have to see. I mean, no matter what, it's not going to be an easy game in the finals for anyone involved. So looking forward to that. Can't wait to commentate those 2 games. Again, congratulations to both of you.
Thanks, man.
Ryan, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for tuning into the stream. If you're watching this now on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. 69% of you guys, you keep coming back and watching our videos, but you're not subscribed. 69.
That's
nice.
A great stat, by the way.
Nice.
I was waiting. I'm like, someone's got to throw some.
Yeah, no.
Throw them a bone, man.
It's a nice meme, guys, but if you subscribe, we would really appreciate it, and it helps the channel out a lot. Shouts out to all our Patreons who, you know, make doing all this worthwhile for us. And we will see you all again soon for the WWO finals.